Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot, back with the weekly forecast for Pisces for the week beginning the 31st of July 2017. Right, okay, Pisces, before I start, I just want to say as well, I don't know what will happen within this reading, right? Spirit have been playing funny buggers with me, and some of the readings have been absolutely ridiculous, some of the stuff, so like I say, I apologise beforehand. But what I want to say as well is that for those of you that want to book a reading, I've had people message me. This is why I'm mentioning this. I now do half-hour readings, 45-minute readings, and hour-long readings as well, okay? So if you go the booking schedule, it's all done in 15-minute time slots. So I've had people messaging, getting worried that they're only going to get a 15-minute reading. That is not the case, okay? It's just that's the way the booking system has to sort it, with me now doing 45-minute readings as well, okay? So don't worry, it's not 15 minutes. I had a few people freaking out and send me messages, but it's not. It's half hours, 45 minutes, or an hour. I've had to do that because anybody that's had a reading with me knows I go well over time, and this has been having a knock-on effect with my other readings, so I'm having to be strict with time now, okay? You can still have longer readings, but like I say, you need to book them in advance, okay? So right, that's it, the business sorted out there. So this week, Pisces, what I do is I initially pull a few cards and then carry on pulling the cards throughout the reading. So I never know where this is going, but I know where the week is starting. And the key message that has come in here is I feel that you're in the midst of a transition. You're in the midst of change in some way, okay? And what this is saying to me is you've been clinging to the past for too long. The past has had you boxed off. It's had you like missing out on life. It's had you sort of not experiencing the joys of life and not experiencing any harmony neither. It's had you boxed in, okay? This week, I don't know what it is that happens. I don't know whether it's just a wake-up call or what, or something that happens, but I feel this week, this could be legal as well. This could be like a divorce coming through or something like that is actually like sort of, I'm wanting to go like that. I'm wanting to like wash my hands of the past, okay? This is about truth and fairness. And at the end of the day, you cannot live in the past. And if anybody wants to make you live in the past, then they're not being fair, okay? And this is about fairness, and fairness will lead to your freedom. This week, this is what it's saying. So there is something from the past that is going to be tied up and, like I say, put to bed once and for all. There are changes needed, and these changes seem to be coming in this week, okay? You are worn out, you are knackered, your energy is so low. It's like, do you really even know who you are, Pisces? Because it seems to have been that much stuff all the time. It's like, who was I when I didn't have any worries or any troubles? And this is what you need to get back to. You were a loving, kind, nurturing person, okay? So this week sees you freeing yourself, but it also sees these wounds starting to heal as well, so that you can go back to this person. Because it's like you have been a different person, it's saying here, and all of your energy has been sort of put into fighting some situation. It's like now you see the truth of that. You see what was real. You see what wasn't real. Any illusions you were under. It's like this week they're sort of, it's like the veil of illusion is going to be torn away, so you actually see the truth of the matter. And I do feel that relationships are important around this, okay? Because what this is saying is, yes, relationships are all very well and good, but what this is saying is you have a chance of something new, okay? There's a chance of something new, which this has a lot of growth. Your growth has been stumped in the past, okay? This is something, every relationship should make us grow. And if it stifles us, then it isn't good for us, okay? And this is it. It's saying this is your time now. It's your time to have what you want. You are a very loving, sort of nurturing, kind person, Pisces, okay? And it's saying it's about time that you actually got this back. Okay, this is what it's saying. You've been in the wars, I would say. That's what my old mom used to say. My old mom, God, she'd go mad if I said that. Yeah, this is, you've been in the wars, and you've pushed through it and pushed through it and pushed through it. And now it's like you've been fighting for your freedom, and this week is saying that you are going to get it. you might not be sure where you're going or what you want or anything, but it's taken that step into the unknown, taking that step in the dark. When I'm looking at this here, it's like, be your own support here, be your own support. Allow your emotions to come freely, because I really feel your emotions have been blocked off, and this is not you, Pisces, you are a very emotional person, and it's like you've been trying to fit in, so you've had to cut these emotions off. But when cutting them off, what you've also cut off is your pleasure zone. This is, like I say, this is, your sacral chakra. This is it. This is where you experience pleasure as well, as well as emotional stuff. So in trying to cut off your emotions in order to deal with this, you have been stopping yourself from receiving joy. And this is it. It is your time for joy. Your time to stand true within yourself, to see yourself for the beautiful being that you are, to know that you need nobody to complete you, and you don't need to make everybody else happy. This is about your happiness. You matter as well, They're saying here there's an independence. There's also a financial independence as well, because I feel you have been empty. Now, somebody could have been taking your money as well as your energy. But this week, it's like your energy is coming back, and it's coming back in a good way. It's like you've learned the lesson, and now the sun is coming in. It's been a great week for a lot of the signs this week, but there's this freedom, within the fool's journey. When the fool actually comes to the sunshine, what he does is he hears laughter. Okay, he's been through everything else, and he hears laughter, and he looks and he sees this child, within the fool's journey, which is the story of the tarot. And he sees this child, and he realizes that child is still within him. That's what he does. That's why it's a long drawn out story. I'm not going into it, but that is the basis of it. And he sees that these walls have been restricting him from having this freedom to be himself, from experiencing life and joy. And this is when, he starts to see the world through beautiful eyes again. He sees, the sun is shining, the flowers are going here, the flowers are growing here, he's on that white horse. That white isn't innocent. It has taken him to better times. And this is what is happening for you this week, Pisces. Your happiness is coming, and your happiness is important. You've been making everybody else happy and yourself unhappy. And this is about you. You need contentment within you. Okay. And it's sort of like you're a little bit scared, because it's like, well, I don't know what makes me happy now, but that is the fun, going and finding out what does, because like I say, there's a lot of offers coming in for you. I feel there's more work. There could be a Virgo. There's a Virgo or an earth sign, and they're saying Virgo there, but I feel an earth sign. There could be somebody around that is giving you security as of that sign, that is actually helping to quell any fears, any anxiety that you've had, anything that you've held back from. And I feel that you could be holding back from this, but they're saying explore whatever is there. Don't look to the past to see how things happen. That is not always the way. It's like you've been patient, and now is the time. It's like you've planted seeds. Now is the time for harvest with these as well. You can have the life you want, Pisces. This is what it's saying. You need to just believe in your own magic, okay? There are people from your past that have betrayed your trust, and what you need to do is thank them for that, because they have just shown you why they should not carry on into your future, okay? And even if you need to go it alone for a while, you have the support of yourself. You have the support of spirit as well, and you need to do a lot of soul searching here. It's like you are being offered everything here. Like I say, there's financial security coming for you. There's love coming for you. There's everything that you have dreamed of that you haven't had. This is coming, but this is when you decide to shut the door fully on that past. This is when you decide that you want a new you and you want a new life, and start planning for it. There is something growing at the minute. There is something growing. This is beautiful when I'm looking at this, Pisces. Please take whatever is offered to you at the moment I feel there could be romance in some way. Don't hold off from it, okay? This is it. This is about your time, you know, you getting back what you give out as well, you know, because like I say, you do give a lot to people and you often leave nothing to yourself. But what they're saying is this is like a wake-up call to you. You know, there's been this in quite a lot of readings. It's quite strange. There seems to be a theme, but we're in the Leo moon, aren't we, as well, you know? But this is it. It's like whatever you've been asking the heavens for, this is coming for you. And this is going to be replicated. I think replicated's the word. So whatever you're giving to somebody, you're going to be getting this back, you know? So your cup is like constantly going to be full because it keeps getting filled back up as well. And like I say, you know, I mean, some of you, you could actually be like sort of feeling more secure than you ever felt in your life here, you know, because like I say, there is a niceness coming. There's a secure coming as well, but this is letting go of the past. You know, you've had too many barriers up, and it's sort of like you've had armor on to protect yourself, okay? But what that has done is that has stopped you from moving. If you try to walk in armor, you think how difficult it is. So it's getting used to being free again. It's tapping into that inner child inside of you. You know, that creative person that like had its head in the clouds, you know, the beautiful Pisces that you all are. You know, I love Pisces. Pisces are some of my closest friends, you know, but this is it. And it's like, you know, you do not need to look to the past for, you know, to find out who you are. Who you are is still inside of you. Like this child that the fool meets, he finds that out, you know, and this is about you finding out who you are again, regaining your strength. You know, you've been into battle, finding your security within yourself. Some of you might even be looking at moving home as well, you know, because that's it. There's like a change in residence, but a change in how you reside as well, they're saying there. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but this is it. It's about fun. It's about taking every day and taking enjoyment from every day. It's like you've been blind to it. You know, you might have been walking around, but you could have been walking around like a bit of a zombie. You haven't been feeling it. You haven't been sort of like vibing with the universe. And this is like, yes, you can still do that. You know, this is a renewal for you, a replenishment, you feeling in control, you actually feeling successful as well, and you feel like you are cutting the ties that have bound you. It's like somebody has had you bound up and you are just cutting yourself free with this as well. And yes, there may be some pain, but to be honest, this is nothing compared to the pain that you've experienced in the past. You know, you don't want to go back to that, you know, because you know how it ends. That's what it's saying there. You know the ending of that, you know. This is about you going forward. This is about you actually steering your own ship, so to speak. You know, you might not see it now, but it's coming this week, okay? Something will happen this week that will, you know, I want to say whatever is offered to you this week, take it, okay? Say yes to life this week and say yes. That's what I want to say here, Pisces. Now, I'm going to pull a spirit card and see what we have here. Yeah, it's like there's so much. It's like your hopes and dreams still exist. You can still have them, you know? Right, so this card is saying release the past to the eternal winds and allow new energies to enter your life. You are a creation that is vast and endless with no beginning and no end. Allow your life to flow like a river. The spirit of life will guide you and keep you safe. And that's it. Get rid of those dark clouds that you've been inhabiting. You know, let that sun come out and let that sun shine on you, Pisces, because that is what is needed, you know, and let your inner light shine as well. You know, you are beautiful, creative beings, you know, and just be you. That's it. This is, you're allowed to. This is it. No more coming from a place of lack. You are about to be presented with so many good things. Please take them. Okay, so I hope that made sense. Please let me know if it did as well. And if anybody would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. The link is below. And like I say, don't worry about the little 15-minute things. You know, they're half an hour, 45 minutes, or an hour I can read for you for. Okay, so have an absolutely fabulous week. Know your worth, Pisces, and know that good is coming to you. But like I say, get out of, you know, that's break free from the past. You know, it does not serve you anymore. Okay, Satnam.